Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin is almost at an all-time high. You probably already know that. But at the end of the day, we got the daily close. The daily close was the highest daily close in the history of Bitcoin. And for me, the daily close is actually much more important than getting the actual all-time high, because the close is more, that's the significant area of where the Bitcoin price closed out at that all-time high level. So if I go right over here, and I'm going to put this line right here, so you see this candle right here, that was the previous all-time high daily close, and that close was right at $67,560. And today, or I should say now, yesterday's daily candle closed above it. And look at that. We didn't just close above it. We crushed it. I just put a video out a little while ago, and I was saying, are we going to get it? Are we going to get it? I said, it doesn't really matter if we do or not. But look at this. We crushed it. And now we broke out. So amazing that we got. So it's official. It is absolutely 100% official. We have a daily close, a new all-time high daily close. And you see this black line right here? This black line represents the absolute all-time high. So let's see if we get it. It's very interesting to see. Look at THETA. Look at THETA. THETA is up 10% in the last hour and a half. Right? I think the daily close occurred at, it was 4 o'clock my time, and right now it's 4:15, so an hour and 15 minutes. So think about that. So in 1 hour and 15 minutes, THETA is already up 10%. What? It's already at $2.60. Look at this. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, right? It's very exciting. So we'll see where we head to, right? Always got to keep your caution light on. But at the end of the day, there's nothing to say. Congratulations. And if I'm holding a glass, I would cheers to you and your family and everybody who's been enduring this. Because look at this. Look at all of this crap we've been enduring, right? And what I'm really talking about, I'm talking about Bitcoin too, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about the altcoins, obviously, for percentages, at least in my world. So I am cheering 100% for Bitcoin to crush that all-time high. And then if we can consolidate, right? In my previous video, I said, look, if we get a correction, that's actually a better thing, because then it would allow more momentum. Like, let's say we get a correction like this and then we broke out. It would allow for much more momentum on this other wave, this wave here, right? If we break out of here and then pull back and then continue, it really doesn't matter, so to speak, as long as we get that final wave that's pushing really high. And then it would unequivocally be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And wave 5 can happen anywhere between, let's do it right now, say 100K, right? So between 100 and 150K. So really, the 1618 is at 100K. Now, this doesn't mean today, tomorrow, next week, right? This is over time. 100K, 105K, 120K, 135K, 153K, right? And then the 4.236 being at 240K. So the 238. So I think, the super liberal target would be about 240K of this super cycle, which would be like this. It would be, actually, I'm going to have to zoom out to look at that. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we can get 5 up here at 240K, that would be crazy. But I mean, I don't really want to talk about that. There's no point to. Let's just focus on getting that all-time high. But yeah, that 5 waves would be a part of this here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. So we're in the fifth of the fifth. Now that's important. And if we are in the fifth of the fifth, then we're in the third. So the fifth wave, we're in the middle of the third wave, which is usually the biggest wave, right? So we're in the middle of the third wave if that's the case. So I've counted it a few ways. You can count it simply, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But to me, I think it's too small if we're going to break out. So there's a couple different ways you can think about it, right? The third wave can be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and then 5. So that whole thing would be wave 3, which would be like this. 1, 2, all of this is 3. Then we get 4, then we shoot up for 5, right? So that's usually if we're in a massive impulsive fifth wave, and in that fifth wave we're in the middle of wave 3, we can sort of see something huge, right? Because the third wave should have 5 subwaves. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be subwave 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. So it's really speculation. It's really just, what is it going to be, right? But if you look here, the last time we broke out in an all-time high, we didn't come from pretty far, right? So we had some consolidation in here, right? And then we lifted off, and then we had more consolidation, and that's what broke us out, right? So we had quite a bit of consolidation. So actually, let me go to the daily chart and I'll show you that right now. So check this out. And we're going to get to theta. We're going to get to theta. So when we got to the all-time high, we had to go through this. So we came up and breached the all-time high. Then we had this massive dump, right, to the downside. It was a pretty big drop. So we dropped approximately about 16.5%. People were like, whoa, what happened? And then we came back up, right? And then we couldn't make it again. And then we bull flagged out, and then we broke it. So if we were to take that same exact example and say, hey, this could potentially be what's occurring here. Let me take this over here. And now I'm going to bring this back over to where we currently are now. Long ways away. Look how long we've been waiting for this. Definitely didn't think it would occur this quickly. But if I put this right around here, so something like that. Is that going to happen? I don't know. But I'm just saying, don't be surprised if that's the case. But I think we're just so close. I'm going to put these 2 lines right there. Just like if I go back down over here to the $20,000 top here. And I'm going to put 1, 2 on the close and on the wick. And then I'm going to go across and I'm going to see how it reacted. So you can see right here. So we went right up to the all-time high. So look at this. We actually went above the all-time high. We went above it and then we came back in and then it sort of faded out, right? So we actually made an all-time high November 30th, 2020 area. So right here was the all-time high. We made the all-time high, but look what happened the next day. We dumped big time, and then it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It took 15 days after that. So basically 2 weeks. It took a half a month after the fact until we broke out, and it was a solid breakout, which was this candle here. So just be cautious of that, right? So just think about that. So that was the last time we broke out. Now let's go back even further and examine what happened of the previous all-time high. So we're going to go right here, and I'm going to put a horizontal line here and on the close. And now we're going to go over and we're going to see how the price reacted. So why am I doing this? Because we're trying to get an idea of what could potentially happen. So look at this. This is actually interesting. So we came up to the all-time high and got rejected, and then we dropped all the way back down to the bull market support band. Then we started rampaging back up to the upside. We broke above the all-time high, but then look what happened. We came all the way back down again below the all-time high, and again back testing around the bull market support band. Then we did it again. We broke out, and this time we back tested it. It was a successful right here, and then we continued on. So if I were to do that, and I were to say, okay, if I were to take this bars pattern and sort of match it up, you could see the difference, right? I mean, this was that first one, and now look at this one. Look how much difference. So here's both fractals of what it looked like when we broke out of the all-time high. So I'm going to get rid of this one, put it over there, and then I'm going to put this right here. So look at that, my friends. Look at that. So this is exactly what happened in 2014, 2015, right? When we broke above that all-time high, above, what was it, $1,200? I always forget. About almost $1,200. So, so either scenario could happen, or neither scenario can happen. But all I'm saying is, when you approach that all-time high area, we can either bust through it, but history says, not me saying it, history says we do something like this, where we approach the all-time high, then bam, get rejected, right? And then what that would do is we would be able to back test the bull market support band, then continue up, have a pullback, then rocket to the upside. That would be more like a 2017 style, right? And then you can kind of start to see potentially like a channel in here of some sort, right? It's not perfect, but something like that. So yeah, that's that idea. Let me get rid of that. Or like I said, we can have something smaller like before and just kind of play around in here for a bit, right? Or we can just simply have have a God candle here, something big time, right? Which either way, it's looking really good. Matter of fact, if I were to pick which one, I would either go with this one or this one, this one down here. The reason why is because if you notice, look what Bitcoin did before it broke the all-time high. Talking about this blue fractal here, right, which is the same thing over here, right? So this was that area when we broke out. Look what it did. It went sideways, right? So if I put my range here and I go like this, we went sideways. And here's the cool part. What do you think the altcoins are going to do if Bitcoin goes sideways for the next 2 weeks? Right? I think that's 2 weeks, right? Let's see. Let me do it one more time. That's actually a month. My mistake. So if Bitcoin goes sideways for the next 30 days, what do you think the altcoins are going to do? They are going to rampage. I think THETA at that point is going to get back to its at least 50% or 382, all the way up to the 618, even the 702. I mean, it's really hard to know, but sideways is what we want. But we also want Bitcoin to break out, but we don't want it to break out so quick that the altcoins get left behind. So we sort of want Bitcoin to go up, altcoins catch up. Then Bitcoin to go sideways, right, as alts catch up. Then we want the alts to cool off, then Bitcoin continue higher, right? Then we want Bitcoin to cool off and then allow the alts to catch up. So now I'm going to go to THETA, and look at this. We are at $2.60. This is another daily swing high for the price of THETA. I mean, we haven't been this high since, let me put the line here. Where'd you go here? It's this one. I'm going to put it right there. And now, hey, what's going on, everybody? I had that first video be a part 1. This will be a part 2. I had to clean up some storage, and basically my storage ran out before I can get the video out. So I apologize for that. I'm going to either try to make all of this one video or break it up into 2 parts. But basically, what I was saying here before I was rudely interrupted by my phone's storage capabilities is to say that THETA, the price of THETA has not had a daily swing high since going all the way back to May of 2022. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So we're starting to make progress. You can see we are running into some heavy resistance. All of this right in here, right? So the next stop would be somewhere up here, right? Somewhere in this zone between, what is that? $3 and $3.40. So yeah, so let's keep it going for the price of THETA. I would love to see how this continues to unravel. Like I said, we'll see what happens with the price of Bitcoin. Either way, it's looking really good. You know, like I said, we got this break above this downward resistance line. We back tested the bull market support band. We created this Wyckoff accumulation pattern. We developed the string. We developed the the spring to establish the liquidity grab, and we have that first impulse, the back test, and the continuation, which also created the shoulder, which created or confirmed the inverse head and shoulders pattern, which we broke above that neckline. We closed above it, and now we're shooting like a shooting star. So let's keep going. Basically, our resistance point would be that $2.50 to $3, right? So I think we can possibly see $3 sometime this week. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, to me it looks like we're in the middle of this is a 1-2, 1-2, and now we're in the middle of that third wave. So this thing can really get going here. So let's see how it plays out. But yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm gonna wrap it up here, and let's real quick with Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin at? So Bitcoin did, let me get to the 10-minute chart. Okay, the all-time high of Bitcoin is approximately right there. So we're very, very close. Very close. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna break it. So yeah, get ready. Looks like it's gonna go. and like I said, either example, if we break out, consolidate, and then continue higher, that's typical of Bitcoin to do that. Or we can sort of bounce up here, and then break. Or we can simply do something we've never done, which is just slice right through it like butter. Either way, I'm happy. Let's go. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Really appreciate that. And yeah, and by the way, I got some altcoins people commented. So my next rapid fire, I'm going to talk about those altcoins. If you have any altcoins you want me to talk about, drop them in the video, in the comment section, and I'll add it to the rapid fire session that I'll do sometime this week. All right, guys, take care.